Local presentation of Read About It is made possible in part by a grant from Cox Communications of Oklahoma City, proud sponsor of this effort to promote reading, education, and literacy in our community.
Fun at your library will be the topic on Read About It tonight. Hi, I'm BJ Williams. With me is Heidi Daniel from the Metropolitan Library System to tell us about the reading programs we have going this summer. Susie Beasley will be talking with Phil Talbert. Kids Corner will feature Ronna Davis. We also have Doug Benton, Clyde Martin, and Gary Rodriguez. Coming up, Heidi Daniel.
The following public service program is brought to you by the Metropolitan Library System. And now, Read About It, with your host, BJ Williams.
Heidi Daniel is a programming specialist with the Metropolitan Library System, and she's here to tell us about the fun that we have for young people of all ages at the library this year. And the reason I'm hesitating about young people is that our reading program has in the past just been up through, what is it, 6th grade?
Yes, traditionally it has been focused at preschool children and then children in elementary school through 6th grade. And this year we've added another component specifically for the older kids, 6th grade through 12th grade. So,
and that will actually be a separate program. They're not going to be lumped in with the little kids.
No, it's their very own program. And the children's theme this year is very fun. It's Books Ahoy, so there'll be lots of summer and sailing fun. And the young adult program, 6th through 12th grade, will be extreme summer, extreme reads. So where the children get to go on a nice sail through the book world, the teens, the older teens, are going to be doing some extreme fun at the library.
That sounds great. Yeah. Now, actually what it is anybody in the county can go to their favorite library, the one closest to them or the one that they like the most.
Yep, that's right.
And they have to sign up for it, don't they?
They do have to sign up. They'll have a contract they'll sign, and what they'll do is set their own goals. We let everyone set their goal that they think they can read, the number of books they think they can read or listen to if they're a pre-reader. And based on the goals they set for themselves, they win prizes. For the younger kids, they get medals and award certificates. And for the older kids, you'll get Boomerang Grill food and drink coupons, as well as a chance to win Britney Spears tickets. Ooh. And also a chance to be a DJ on Wild 97.9. And both age groups get baseball tickets when they have reached their reading goals.
In fact, there's a baseball night at the stadium, isn't there?
That's correct. When you've reached your reading goals, you get 2 tickets to library night at the ballpark, and the ball game is for all of the readers who finished their reading goals in the summer in the library. So.
And actually, talking about that brings us to another aspect of it, because one of the things that happens at the baseball park that night is awards and recognition of volunteers. And right. Volunteers is something that we need to help us with this reading this summer.
Yes, we do. The librarians can't do all of this on their own. It's such a big project, so they need help. They need volunteers, and traditionally, we have used teen volunteers, and it's a really fun program. You get a t-shirt, you get to do fun activities, help the children's librarian with some of the children's programming. And this year, you'll get to participate in all of the young adult summer reading activities, all the extreme summer, extreme reads activities as well. And you can do that during your volunteer time.
Hey, neat.
Yeah.
Boy, that's double pay for single work.
It is. It's better than sitting around the house.
Oh, you bet. So it sounds like there's a lot more than just going to the library and checking out a book involved.
There certainly is. Not only do you get to go to the library, check out the book that you want or the magazine you want, but there's programs. For the younger kids, there's the traditional programs such as Lucky Penny Players that everyone has come to look forward to, and Rhythmically Speaking, and some other really exciting theatrical productions. And for the older kids, we're doing skateboarding demonstrations and workshops. We're doing hip-hop dance classes, and we're also doing extreme art classes where you use a stick to learn how to sketch with an inkwell. So that should be interesting. As well as some other fun things, such as 97.9 FM will be doing some on-location remotes to tie into summer reading as well.
That sounds neat.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you could spend your whole summer at the library.
You really could. You could spend your whole summer at the library, and I feel very strongly in saying that I don't think you would find one moment where you would want to say, I'm bored, there's nothing to do, because there is so much to do for all ages, for the younger children and the older children, and I'm sure Mom and Dad could find something to do too. So.
Oh, yeah, probably so. We do have a few books for the older
A couple,
folks.
yeah.
Now, you mentioned toddlers, so and you said listen to. So I'm assuming if somebody has a 3 or 4 year old, they could bring that young child in and sign up. And of course, then that means Mom and Dad are going to have to read,
That's
right?
It sure does. It means the mom and dad's participating in helping their toddler reach that goal, because they'll be doing the reading to their toddler. But I think that that's a worthwhile project for parents in the summer, is to read to your younger children.
Yeah. Well, and maybe they'll continue doing it for the rest of the year as
We
well.
certainly hope so. We certainly hope so.
Well, and once you sign up, if you're not certain about what you really want to check out, there are, of course, librarians there. So you can go up to one and say, I want to read about cowboys.
And they're pretty knowledgeable. They could definitely steer you in the right direction. They can send young adults to the young adult section, and there is some great young adult fiction out there. And of course, there's great adult fiction for the older teenagers too. And we have great children's librarians who can help your children find topics on anything from cowboys to baseball to how to build your own sailboat. I mean, I'm sure there's books for everyone in there.
Yeah, and they can, if there's not available at their own library, and this is something it's impressed me for years, you can get books from another library sent to you.
That's right, well. You can get books from any one of our 19 branches sent to your particular home branch. And the great thing about that is you can do it on CyberMars, on the internet, on your computer. You can also attend any of the programs at any of the branches. You don't have to stay with your own particular branch. You can really visit any of the other branches. If you see a program happening at one location that isn't happening at your favorite location, you can go to that location too.
So you can follow the Lucky Penny Players all the way around Oklahoma County.
You can tour with the Lucky Penny Players.
Now, can you sign up on the web, or do you have to actually go down to the library to sign up for summer reading?
I believe that we will have a sign-up sheet available on the internet this year. You'll want to check our website, which will have all the information on that, and it'll all have all the details on your contract and all of the requirements, as well as all of the programming schedules will be up on there as well too.
Okay. So if you are touring with the Lucky Penny Players, that's where you need to go to find out where you have to be next in order
Yes,
to
that's
see
right.
them.
You go to the website to find out. And if you're a young adult and you're wondering, well, when can I get to that skateboarding demonstration? You know, because I really want to see it. You can find out on the web, on the team page. So.
Well, it sounds great. And now the launch is June 1st, isn't it?
That is right, June 1st. You can run right down to your library. There might be a line. And sign up, sign your contract, and check out your first book and get started.
But if you don't make it on June 1st, you can actually sign up through, now the program runs through the end of July.
That's right.
And you can sign up if you're gone in June, if that's when your family takes a vacation.
You can sign up in July. You can sign up at any time that's convenient for you.
Okay, because you're setting your own goals.
That's right, exactly.
Great. Well, I want to thank you very much, Heidi, for being with us.
Thank you, BJ.
And remember, check out your library and sign up for Summer at the Library. Whether you're a toddler or a teenager, you're going to find something to really enjoy. Coming up next, we have Susie Beasley. She'll be talking with Phil Talbert about a book that all of us gardeners are going to want.
Phil, what is this book about? Oklahoma Gardener's Guide by Steve Dobbs.
Well, Steve Dobbs is a very well-known gardener here in Oklahoma, and he's done a lot of research on plants that will grow well in this part of the country, and he spent a lot of time putting that book together to give us gardeners some ideas of what to depend on as far as good plants that will be reliable for us here in our part of the country.
So, kind of give us an idea of how the book is arranged.
Well, he starts out with some overviews about gardening in Oklahoma. To my surprise, Oklahoma is the only state in the United States that has 4 growing regions, the Northwest, Southwest, Northeast, Southeast, and so we have to be very much aware of that when we're selecting plants. So it gives us some guidelines on that, growing patterns of plants and things to look for, freeze dates and things like that. So then he breaks the book down into each chapter, which contains a section on trees, a section on vines, a section on shrubs, perennials, annuals, things that have been tested and proved to work well here in this part of the country and in Oklahoma specifically. So there's a lot to look forward to, and then each plant he gives you planting guidelines as to what grows well, how to plant them, where it needs full sun, part shade, things like that. If they're good for flowers, cut flowers, if the birds like them or not, just all kinds of little pointers. Then it gets into things on plants that are specifically native to Oklahoma and how well they are to this part of the country and how we need to use more of those when we're doing our gardening.
So he has sketches and he also has photographs.
There are photographs right in the center of the book, and they're all, as far as I could tell, 168 plants are covered in the book, and he has a photograph of each one of them in the center.
So what are some practical uses that can be made with this book?
I think it's very helpful. I've been doing some gardening and landscaping at home, and I have used this book quite well, and I feel more confident as I go out there and select plants. When I'm going shopping, I can say, okay, this has been tried, and it worked in Oklahoma. I think it's good for that type of thing.
As opposed to going out and buying something and then putting it there and, oh, this doesn't really grow well here. It should be growing out of Hawaii or somewhere.
Sure, exactly, right. This part of the country is very unique in a lot of ways, and I think he's done a lot of research for us.
The soil
exactly.
is totally different too.
Sure.
So when did this book come out?
1999 is the date on that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, we certainly appreciate you coming and sharing with us Steve Dobbs' Oklahoma Gardener's Guide, the what, where, and when, how, and why the landscape gardening in Oklahoma. And this is available at your local library and perhaps your local bookstore. And we'll see you next time. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Phil and Susie. After this break coming up, I'll be back to tell you about some books I found quite fascinating.
We are more than 300 strong. We are diverse from all walks of life. We are musicians. We are teachers. We are computer experts and business leaders, each with the same goal, to meet the information needs of the people of Oklahoma County. We are the librarians of the Metropolitan Library System. How can we help you?
Summertime is movie time for most of us, and here is a great book for you if you want to spend a little bit of time at home looking at some old movies. It's called The 50 Funniest Movies of All. Now, this is compiled by Catherine Bernheimer. She's a longtime film critic, teacher, speaker, and host of the Denver Film Festival. And this is not her first 50 greatest books, but the one I most enjoyed, obviously, because it's about funny movies. And she has her 50 list, and it's quite an enjoyable list, but I'm sure that like anybody else that there are some deletions and some additions that each of us would like to make, but she does hit all the highlights. She's got Airplane, she's got What's Up Doc, she's got Duck Soup, It Happened One Night. She really spans the whole spectrum of movies. She has a couple of silent movies in there as well. It's very entertaining. She takes each movie and gives a synopsis of the movie itself, and then she talks a little bit about the stars, writers, producers, and directors, some of their other work. So it gives you a nice look at the entire Hollywood take on comedy. And as I said, it's a great place to revisit films in your mind, and also to give you some ideas of videos that you might want to rent and look at as well. When you get tired of staying home and looking at movies, the next thing you can do is take a trip. And I would recommend your first stop being the library system. We have wonderful travel guides available for all kinds of destinations that you would like to make, not only local areas. There are lots of information on places here in Oklahoma that you might want to visit. There are also travel guides available for places like Washington, D.C., any of the national parks, And if you're planning on traveling abroad this year, you will find many books that will tell you about the wonders to be seen all over the world. As well as that, you will find books on how to pack, how to act in different countries where the customs are a little bit strange and different from what we are used to. The books that I have out right now are a couple of books on Washington, D.C., and they are wonderful guidebooks. Most of them have maps for walking tours. They certainly list museums, sites that tourists want to see. The later editions will have useful information on hotel accommodations and the best restaurants to visit as well. This is certainly a lot less expensive than going to the bookstore and spending $50 or $60 for a week-long trip that you want to take. This might also give you a good idea of where you would like to go next year as well. So drop by and check out some really neat stuff about many, many interesting places to travel. The last book that I have here is Dying to Please by Linda Howard. She is a New York Times best-selling writer. She started out in romance and graduated to some really spine-tingling suspense. Her latest one features a woman. Her heroine is a butler come bodyguard who has unfortunately lost her last two employers. They have both been murdered, and of course she falls under suspicion by the police, one of whom fortunately doesn't really believe that she is going around knocking off everybody who hires her. It turns out that she isn't, and that is the suspense part of it. Well written and a great summer read. Coming up next, we have Kids Corner. Kelly Ria will be talking with Ronna Davis about a book just for young adults.
We have a really exciting book. It's called The Bad Beginning, and I've had one or two of those. Ronna, you've read it, you enjoyed it. Tell me something about it.
Well, actually, yes, I've read it. It was brought to my attention by some young people who are in our library who have a group called the Outer Limits Book Club, and they are reading fantasy and
this is
science
a teen
fiction.
Group?
It's a middle school group, and we're still recruiting members. So I thought I'd put in a plug for.
Good for them.
Yes, but
and they recommended.
Anyway, and they recommended this book, and the book is actually part of a series which has of late become extremely popular.
And the author is?
The author is Lemony Snicket. Lemony Snicket does not sound like a real name, and in fact, it is not a real name.
Oh, goody. A little mystery there.
If I had written a book called The Bad Beginning, I'm not sure I'd actually put my name on it. But he is a very skilled writer, and he just immediately draws the reader into the story, which is about these poor orphans who have lost their parents, unfortunately, and tragically in a fire. And the orphans go into the care, so to speak, of a very evil and rather devilish relative, and he does not take good care of them at all. In fact, he even makes them wear itchy sweaters, which is really terrible.
When you are a child, that is something that can really get under your skin, itchy sweaters.
Yes, but a lot worse things happen.
Oh.
And he is just truly a very unpleasant relative.
So he makes their lives unbearable.
Right, and fortunately, maybe the one fortunate part of this book is that they're very resourceful kids, but
most kids are.
Most kids are, yeah. However, it doesn't have a good ending.
Oh.
And maybe I shouldn't have given away that.
Well, we don't know. We don't know how it all evolves
No,
yet.
and since it's a series, who knows, there's always hope.
That's right. There's always the next book. But this one has some beautiful illustrations. It looks very friendly. Do you think that adults would enjoy reading this as well?
Oh, I think many adults have read this book, and maybe much to their despair. I don't know, but
do you think the ones that have enjoyed the Harry Potter series, for instance, would like this book?
It's very possible. There's actually a sense of humor and fun throughout the whole book, despite all the awful events that they're relating.
Well, I think it sounds exciting. It's called The Bad Beginnings. It's by Lemony Snicket, and we hope you'll look for it in your favorite bookstore or your local library.
Thanks, Kelly and Rana. It's time now for the New York Times bestseller list. We'll start out with number 10 on hardback fiction, and that's Second Chance by James Patterson with Andrew Gross, Sea Glass by Anita Shreve, The Short Forever by Stuart Woods, The Summons by John Grisham, Dying to Please by Linda Howard, City of Bones by Michael Connolly, Three Fates by Nora Roberts, Everything's Eventual by Stephen King. Number 2 is The Nanny Diaries by Emma McLaughlin and Nicola Krauss, and number 1 is Mary Higgins Clark's Daddy's Little Girl. On the nonfiction list, number 10 is Odd Girl Out by Rachel Simmons, A Song Flung Up to Heaven by Maya Angelou, Martha Inc. by Christopher Byron, Blinded by the Right by David Brock, Report from Ground Zero by Dennis Smith, Night, My Story by Bob Knight with Bob Hamill, Stupid White Men by Michael Moore, A Mind at a Time by Mel Levine. Number 2 is Find Me by Rosie O'Donnell, and number 1 is Lucky Man by Michael J. Fox. On the children's list, number 10 is I Am Spider-Man, adapted by Acton Figueroa, The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot, Little Star, adapted by Sarah Wilson, Never Been Kissed by Emma Harrison, Dora's Backpack, adapted by Sarah Wilson, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, The Adventures of Super Diaper Baby by George Beard and Harold Hutchins, Princess in the Spotlight by Meg Cabot. Number 2 is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, and number 1 is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Coming up next, we have Doug Benton of the Metropolitan Library System and the Oklahoma Gazette. He will be talking with his old friend Clyde Martin, that renowned radio opera host and actor, and they have a book they really want to share with you.
Thanks. Hello again, everybody. I'm here with Clyde Martin today. Clyde, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. You have a book about a movie that is on every film buff's list of favorites.
Absolutely. Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard.
And this book is called Close Up on Sunset Boulevard, taken from the last line in the movie. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Right.
Which Norma Desmond, the old silent movie star, who is hoping for a comeback that never happens because, first of all, she kills somebody and then she goes mad and it never happens.
Okay, now you're giving away the end of the story by saying she kills somebody.
I think everybody's seen Sunset Boulevard. Anyway, no, this book I think is really quite good. It's written by the same man who wrote the book about All About Eve that we talked about a year or so ago. Yeah. And the big difference is that there was a lot of jealousy and backbiting and everything going on during the making of All About Eve, and that doesn't seem to have happened with Sunset Boulevard. Everybody loved making it. Of course, Billy Wilder directed it, and we just lost him not long ago. He and Charles Brackett wrote the screenplay, as they had done for several films, of course, before that, Double Indemnity, Lost Weekend. But this was their last film together, and I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
They decided that they had really done their best work and with this, and that they would go their separate ways. And they did, and Wilder went on, of course, and did a lot of excellent films after Sunset Boulevard. Brackett, I don't think, did so well. But anyway, this always happens. We see these films and we think, well, nobody could be more perfect for this. And of course, these people were the ideal cast. Well, that's not the way it started out.
Oh.
Now, Wilder always wanted Gloria Swanson to play Norma Desmond, but the studio, Paramount, did not.
Who do they want?
First, they wanted Mae West.
Oh, no.
And as he says, can you imagine how she would have said some of those lines? Like, I am big, it's the pitches that got small.
Would have been an entirely different tone, I would think, to the whole
then
film.
they went to Mary Pickford.
Oh, Pickford's
she was so drunk that she didn't know what they were talking about.
Okay.
And then Pola Negri. Well, Pola Negri, of course, her acting style was more gothic than Norma Desmond, and would never have been accepted in 1950.
No.
So finally, they said, okay, you want Swanson, you can have her. Anyway, of course, she was ideal. And then they wanted Montgomery Clift.
Well, that's not a bad choice.
It's not a bad choice, but he didn't want to do it.
No.
So they got William Holden, and
A better choice.
It was a better choice anyway. Von Stroheim was always the first choice for.
Now, did he and
Max.
Wilder get along? I would think that they
strangely
wouldn't.
enough, they did, except von Stroheim kept making suggestions, and he would want to write scenes in and do them. Like he wanted a scene where he was washing Norma's undies.
Well, that's von Stroheim. That's not
And
definitely.
Billy Wilder said, no, I don't think so. Anyway, it's a very good book. If you've never seen the movie, you should see it first of all.
Right.
And read this book.
Okay, again, it's called Close Up on Sunset Boulevard by Sam Staggs. Thank you, Clyde, for bringing it in. Thank all of you for listening to us, and we'll see you again soon.
When you read to your child for just 15 minutes a day, you're doing so much more than just reading. You're building a bond that lasts a lifetime. Hi, I'm Elisa Johnson with the Metropolitan Library Commission, and I urge you to read to your children. Not only will they learn to love to read, but they'll be a better student. Our children's librarian will help you find just the right book. The next time your child hands you a book, take the time to read. You'll both be glad you did.
I'm here with Gary Rodriguez, a Loader Computer Systems Analyst and our resident on everything military, and he's brought a great book tonight. What is it, Gary?
This is a book called Rockets Like Rain, A Year in Vietnam by Dale Reich.
And I think the title tells us what it's about, A Year in Vietnam. Obviously, this poor guy, I take it he was drafted. And
Yes, he was going to college. He had gotten pretty good grades in high school, you know, so he was used to kind of cruising along. Well, he got to college, and like a lot of people, he just didn't cut it. You know, he was too busy partying and all that good stuff. Problem with it was, this was the 60s, and if you get kicked out of school, you're open for getting drafted. And so he appealed his, suspension, and it didn't happen. And they said, well, we're sorry, your appeal is turned down. They said, what are you going to do now? And he says, well, probably get drafted and go to Vietnam and get killed. And the lady that told him the news, she kind of like, oh, and just walked away. And he kind of bummed around a little bit, and sure enough, he got the dreaded "Your country needs you" letter. And he went through all the stuff, and he tried to be a good soldier, and he was all positive about it. And then, of course, when he got over there, it was a different situation. And he did pretty good for about the first 6 months. Then he developed a fungus, and then that was his, hey, that's my ticket to get out of here. And so at that point, it became a matter of getting the right medical profile to get you to stay in base, and you didn't have to go out in the weeds and in the jungle and get shot at, And it turned out they had an opening in the Public Information Office, or the PIO tent. They needed a writer. So when he was on a medical profile, trying to keep from going out in the bush, this lieutenant come up and said, hey, do you like to write? Well, he'd been studying literature and writing when he was in school. And so he said, sure, I'd like to do that. So they had a little test for him, and they said, hey, you do pretty decent. We'll see what we can do for you. Well, that was like a, manna from heaven. Here it is. Hey, this is my golden opportunity to get out of the bush. And then the duty sergeant said, come on, your profile's over with. You're getting back out in the weeds.
oh no.
And so he got to thinking, oh, well, it was just a pipe dream. Well, then he came back into base, and they said, hey, we got a letter for you here. Come check it out. And so sure enough, he goes and checks it out, and they really want him to do this, and the paperwork grinds on through. And so about the last 5 months of his tour, he got to stay on, 4 months of his tour, he got to stay in the back bases. And the Rockets Like Rain comes from the fact that one of the tactics toward that time when he was there, the Viet Cong started shooting the rockets.
Into the base camp?
Yeah, and there was nothing they could do about it. Nobody, by the time they sent a patrol out, it was too late.
Okay. The title and author again?
The title is Rockets Like Rain, A Year in Vietnam by Dale E. Reich.
Thanks, Gary. And thank you for being with us. Be sure and check us out on the web. You can find us at www.metrolibrary.org. You'll be able to find out about all the programs that are available, get information on the summer programs for teenagers and all of our young people. Check out books and enjoy yourself. Find out everything that you want to know about your library. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.
Local presentation of Read About It is made possible in part by a grant from Cox Communications of Oklahoma City, proud sponsor of this effort to promote reading, education, and literacy in our community.